Hi, it's Nazara from nazarasfinecrafts, and today I'm going to teach you how to do my towel toppers.
This looks a little bit familiar, doesn't it? Well, I had some requests for a left-handed towel topper tutorial, so I'm just redone my original towel topper video with left-handed for those of you who may need just some visuals for left-handed.
If you like that kind of video, then please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more. So for this project, you're going to need a towel. I like to use 100% cotton towels for my projects. I get my towels mostly from Dollar General. They're popping up everywhere. Sorry if you hear my son in the background. He's playing with Legos. I like to get 100% cotton towels. I usually get them at Dollar General, but I have gotten them from Walmart and other places, even Tuesday morning when, like for Christmas towels, things like that. You want a crochet hook. So I usually use a 4.0 or 4.25 millimeter. This one is a G6 or 4.25 millimeter boy hook. I like the smaller hooks because it's a tighter knit at the top. So you need a pair of scissors. You need a yarn needle. So I have 2 yarn needles here. I prefer the smaller one. The larger one's going to put a big hole in the top of your towel topper and a sharper point as well as the smaller one, but it still has a big enough eye hole that I can actually put the yarn through, which is really nice. So try to use the smaller one than the bigger one unless you only have the bigger one. And then you need yarn. I've seen a lot of people do acrylic yarn, but I prefer, if I'm going to have 100% cotton towel, I want 100% cotton topper as well, so that the washing is the same. This one is Symphonia. I found this at Hobby Lobby a while back. It is 100 grams or 200 meters. 3.52 ounces or 218 yards. It's 100% mercanized cotton. You don't have to use mercanized cotton. Regular old cotton, the kind that's not shiny, is just fine as well. So don't feel like you need the fancier cotton. Let's see, this one I got on sale. Woo! So it's a sport weight. It says to hand wash. Hold on, let me take this sticker off. Hand wash with water with mild soap. I don't see a problem with washing this in the washing machine. I haven't had any issues with it yet. So it's made in Mexico, and this color is Verde Cristal. What I like to do is I like to look at the design of the towel here. I'll fold it out. So that is the full design. I look on both sides. Some of these, the line is not very straight. So I'll look at each side to see which one's straighter. Let's see, this one kind of goes down and then up and then down. So I like this side better. It's more straight. And then you want to fold the towel where it barely shows that back design at the very top, because you're going to be sewing across this top line and you don't want it to sew into your pattern. So I look at the towel also. And that's such a cute towel. And I look at the colors and I'm like, okay, I could do this dusty blue. I could do black if I want. I could do a nice pale yellow. I could even do a mauve, what is that? Almost a rusty mauve color. Or I can do this greenish color. I chose to do the greenish color. It's not exact, but it does go really well with it. You could even do this light green, but you want to pull out a color that you like in there. I did have a customer at a craft booth actually tell me that if I did these in the toppers in darker colors and the towels in darker colors, that I would get more customers, but I think it all depends on the design. Yeah, she said darker would be better, but I think it all depends on the kitchen. I have a kitchen that's in a yellowish, and then our dining room's in a green, so it's kind of country chic. This towel would actually go really well in it. I can like a design without it matching my kitchen, and I don't want to use that towel because it doesn't match. I actually got a couple sets of these, so, and I'm doing the mauve rusty color with the other one. But let me show you the finished project with another one. So this one is Happiness is Homemade. If you look, you see this line? You see how big it gets down here compared to over here? So I had to choose which one was best, and they were both crooked. With my towels, a lot of the tutorials that I watched, it curled the whole way around. So when mine's laying on the oven, I like mine for the pattern in the front to lay flat. So I developed a way to make it where it curved around back here, but it laid flat in the front. And then you just fold that down, and I haven't added a button yet to this one. But you see how I could have put this green with this one, even with this bluish green there. I could have done black, I could have done gray, dark blue, but I thought the yellow with the yellow accents was really cute for this one. But let's go back to our other towel. This one's the back. And the reason I know that is because the pattern's all the way at the top there. So flip it back over. You're going to make sure that the pattern here is at the very top from the back. You want to make sure it's flat. Another thing you want to look for is to make sure that this seam down here is overlapping the back seam a little bit more. So it makes it, when it's laying flat on your oven, it makes it a little more presentable. So first thing we do is we take our yarn, and we're going to pull about, let's see, 1 foot, 2 foot, 3 foot, I'd say approximately 4 foot of yarn off, and cut it. Set that to the side for now. Thread your needle. Oop, come on. And then I like to pull the tail to about 3/4 the length of the yarn that I'm using. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go in between the towel in the middle and come up through right past this border. You see how it's a doubled over border? And I'm going to pull it to about 1 inch to 2 inches tail, and then you're going to tie it off. I like to just tie it normally once and then do like a surgeon's knot. And then what you're going to do is you're going to take this knot and kind of move it back underneath your towel. And it's hard to see this, but you're going to lay this tail flat against the crease of the fold. If you have a surface to lay your towel on, to work on, even if it's your lap, it works out better, because then your towel doesn't move around so much and you don't have to make sure you're going straight. So now it looks like it's coming out of the middle. You want to hold that because the tail's going to try to move. What I like to do is I like to flip the yarn up over my hand here, and you'll see why in just a second. But you're going to go right here at the edge again of the border, and you're going to come up through the middle. And your yarn will probably try to knot up on you a little bit, but you're going to pull just like that, where it's folded over. and you see the tail's starting to get tucked under there, you're going to only go about 1/4 of an inch over. So I use like my pinky nail over, and keep that yarn up here so you can bring your needle through the loop. And then you're just going to pull up all the way through, and you're going to do this all the way over. Pull it tight. Make sure your yarn's looped up about 1/4 of an inch. Pull it through. So I don't have a set amount of stitches that I do all the way over. It varies depending on the yarn that you use, as well as how spaced out your stitches are. So once again, pull it all the way through. You're going to do this all the way across until you get to the other side. Oh, something I didn't say. This should have been a given. You're not going to go very far down from the top of it, 1/8 of an inch maybe. You don't want to go down here, because then you're going to go into your design over here. But you don't want to do it up here on the edge either, because you're not going to have as much of a hold. So go about 1/8 of an inch down. Make sure your tail does not go into your towel. If you don't feel like this would be secure enough, you can go ahead and double up your yarn. But I like it with the single just fine. I've never had an issue with it. It's a lot more stiff if you do it with double. So it depends on what you like. So but as I was telling you earlier, it's not an exact amount that's going across here, because the yarn and the stitch, how many stitches you're doing. But there will be an exact number when you get up here to the top. So I will show you that in just a moment. And don't worry if your pattern from the back is showing just a little bit. Alright, so now that I'm at the end here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through the towel again and come up through the loop. And then you can remove your needle because you're done with sewing. And at this point, you're going to reattach your yarn ends. So I hadn't shown this before. A really cool way to attach yarn ends here is wrap it around your index finger to make a loop, make it crossed over. You're going to lay this piece of yarn flat, and what you do is you put the loop on one side, but you want to make sure that the crossing string is on top of both of your strings. You're going to wrap it around, put it through your loop, and pull as tight as you can. And then you're going to do the same with the other side. You're going to wrap it around your finger, make sure that that tail is on the top of both of your strands. You're going to loop it through and pull it as tight as you can. Then you're going to take past your knots and you're going to pull it as tight as you can together. So you have this knot. And then what I do is I flatten it here, flatten it there, and you're going to cut off your tails as close as you can to your yarn. And it makes a pretty clean, where's my knot? You have to feel it. There it is. So it makes it as clean as you can. Some people cut even closer to their knot to make it where it's almost non-existent, but I am so scared it's going to come off. So I do cut it pretty close. Alright, so now after we have it tied, we're going to have right side up, and then so your thread should be on the front side, or you're going to just work on whatever's opposite right now. So we're going to go through this first loop, and we're going to chain 2. We're going to flip our work over. I like to, you see how that first front stitch divided that stitch? I don't know if you can see it very well. I like to go ahead and double crochet, and it's the same stitch, it's just separated by that thread. But I like to go ahead and double crochet in that one as well. You can see it a little better there where it's divided. And then you're going to double crochet in each space across. Okay, so we're at the end here. We're going to go ahead and chain 2 again, flip our work. So, and then for the next 16, okay, so we're going to decrease double crochet in the next 2. So if you don't know how to do that, let me go ahead and show you. You yo or loop around, yarn over, you go through, you pull through once, pull through 2. Now you have 2 loops on your hook. You go ahead and yarn over again, go through, pull through, pull through. Now you have 3. Now you're going to pull through all 3 of those. You're going to do that 8 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So go back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you'll have a double crochet and then 8 double crochet decreasing, or decreasing double crochet. And then you're going to go and you're going to double crochet normally, say in the next 7. So that's 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now what you're going to do, and a stitch marker will come in handy for this part if you have a stitch marker. I didn't put that in there, but so you're going to go back to the end. You're going to count this first So you're going to count your chain as 1, and then you're going to count back 16 rows. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, well, 17 rows if you count this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. So you're going to double crochet until you get to that 17th one. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more. So on this one I have 14 double crochets in the center. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so now you're going to do 8 decreasing double crochets again. 1, and then you want 1 double crochet at the end to keep it even. So now you're going to chain 2 and turn again. Now if you don't have 14 in the middle here, that's fine. You can have 12, you can have 16, it's okay, and it doesn't have to be an even number, so don't worry about that number there. So we're going to turn our work, and now we're going to do 4 decreasing double crochets in the top of those other double crochets. So you got your chain 2, and then 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then you're going to regular double crochet across until you get to right before your 8th double crochet, because you're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to double crochet 14 times across, or the same amount of stitches that you had originally. So I've got 14, so 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Now I'm going to do 4 decreasing double crochets in the top of those. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and then 1 double crochet in your top chain stitch. So chain 2 again. Okay, so this time we're going to do chain 2 and then 2 decreased double crochets. So 1, 2, 14 double crochet across, 1, 14, and then 2 decreased double crochets, 1, 2, and then double crochet, chain 2, do 1 double crochet decrease, and here's where you're going to want to start counting the top stitches. So 1, 2, and then 14, so I'm going to have 16 at the end. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and then 1 double crochet decrease and 1 double crochet. So I have a total of 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 stitches across. Now I'm going to continue to chain 2 and then do 1 decrease until I have 10 top stitches across. So 1, 2, chain 2, double crochet decrease, there's my second stitch, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, decrease, 16, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Chain 2, decrease, that's 2, double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. Chain 2, turn, that's 1, decrease, 2, double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, decrease, 11, and 12. Chain 2. Alright, so this row I'm going to do the decrease one more time, and then I should have 10 across. So 1, decrease, is 2, double crochet, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, decrease, 9, and 10. So, and then we're going to go ahead and count our rows. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I like to do my buttonhole on my 12th roll. or 12th row, and then do a decorative little rounded edge. So with this yellow one, see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So now we're just going to double crochet across 10 until we get to row 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We're on my 10th row, chain 2, turn, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. 2, chain 2, turn your work. This is row 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Sorry, 10. All right, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Now we're on row 12, so chain 2, turn your work. And what we're going to do is we're going to double crochet in the next 2, and then we're going to decrease double crochet in the next 2, chain 2. Now if you have a smaller button, you can just chain 1. It'll pull it tighter so the hole's smaller, but I like to use big buttons because my husband's kind of rough with my towels, and he'll pull it off if there's not a big enough button. So then you're not skipping any stitches. You're going to go into a double crochet decrease again in the next 2. You see it creates a little bit of a buttonhole. Then you're going to double crochet in the next 2 and then double crochet in the top of your chain. So turn your work, don't chain any, and we're going to skip 2 spots, and we're going to double crochet 3 times in that spot right before the hole. So 3, and then we're going to double crochet. I don't like to double crochet around the chain. I like to go ahead and go through each chain space. So 1 double crochet in each chain space, so that's 2 double crochets. If you do it the other way, it pulls it a little bit, and it doesn't stay spaced out. But if it's easier for you, go ahead and do it. And then we're going to 3 double crochet in the next stitch. We're going to skip these 2, and we're going to slip stitch in the top of the chain. And here you're going to cut about a 3 or 4 inch tail. You're going to tie your knot, or just weave in your ends if that's all you do. I like to tie a knot just to be more secure. And then I like to weave in my ends. So all right, and then trim what you have left. And there it is right there. So you should be able to fold it right here where those little kind of like shoulders are. And then you have your top here. So you're going to fold it down, and depending on your oven, some ovens have thinner handles and bigger handles. I usually like to put the button about 3 rows up from the towel. So there's a large enough space for almost any oven. So now we need to go find a matching button. I have lots of buttons here. You don't have to match the color of the topper if you don't want to. I usually like to. You can do whatever color it suits you, but I do like to, I usually get pairs of the towels, so I like to match the buttons just in case somebody wants a pair. Ooh, I like that one. I like those two. I think they match pretty well. And then I really like that shininess, but it doesn't really go. Yeah, I think I'll go with the light ones. But you want the buttons to be twice as large as the hole that you made so that they don't slip through. The larger the button, the better. I would not do one like this size because it'll slip through. You see the difference in sizes there? Big old jar of buttons. What I do is I save pickle jars, baby food jars, and things like that, and I sort my buttons out. Then you're just going to take the same color yarn, or you can do different color yarn, and thread your needle. Make sure that you have a needle that the whole thing can go through the buttonhole. I have started to sew and then got stuck with that with the eye hole. So, and then fold your towel down, start from the back, and you're going to look for I like to do it right here in this between where the rows are connected. I think it gives it a little bit more stability. Or you can do it around like 2 of the double crochets. Well, this one has a 4 buttonhole, so this is what I'll do for that one. Same place, but I'm going to go above where the connection is. And then I'm going to come down here to below where the connection is when I stick it through the button. And then I'm going to come back up through beside that first insert and come up back through the buttonhole, come back through the buttonhole. So it's going around the chain instead of through it. And I will go ahead and do it twice around. Twice through the button just to make sure, because this is going to get some use unless you just have decorative towels and nobody uses them at your house, but we use ours and they withstand pretty well. So I'll do a regular knot and then I'll do 2 surgeon knots just to make sure, and then we're going to trim it as close as we can because we don't want little stringies flying around. But there's our towel. Let's see if I can zoom out here a little. Oh, that's a zoom in. No zoomy zoomies. Zoomy zoomy. So it should hang flat just like that. And then you just button it. And there you go. So that's our towel topper. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel below for more tutorials like this. I hope you liked it, and we'll see you next time. Bye.